most sweet chapter, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshai Shunivadi Pashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satati Yuktaye Bhaktas Tvam Paryupasate Ye Chapi Aksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittama. Arjuna inquired, which is considered more perfect? Those who are properly engaged in a devotion service or those who worship the impersonal Brahman unmanifested? Why this question now? Okay. What is the question? Question is that there are two kind of people understanding of God. Number one is God is some kind of energy or light, very popular. God has no form, he is some light or energy only. You can imagine him in any form you want to do. Nowhere in the Shastra this is there, but this is what generally people believe. And you tell them God has a form, they think, oh, if he has a form, even such a, then he get limited to one place, no? They forget that actually God's form is spiritual. In the spiritual form, God is parallelly present everywhere. But still, it is so popular, this kind of, let me check my audio. Is my audio clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Let
Prabhu.
me still check.
Yes, yes.
Yes, quite clear.
Yes, it should be clear. So this is so popular, this kind of understanding that it is so difficult to shake off. It's like from childhood we hear this again and again. The God has no form, you can imagine him in any form you want, whatever you like. Yato mat tato pat, that is the path. Just like I was joking, I meditate. On what you meditate, that is not important. I meditate. That's not what I'm eating. Okay, what you're eating is also important. No, I'm eating. That's fine. So similarly, I meditate on God. What do you meditate on God? That is it form or formless? It's important. That shows your understanding. So generally, people light a candle, light and all, and they meditate on that. But Arjuna wants to settle this question forever. Why this question now? Because he just heard the description of Vishnurupa. He had not only description, he saw the Vishnurupa in front. And Vishnurupa is the display of the Lord's power, more impersonal like the light. And therefore, at the end of it, Arjuna said, I don't want to see that. Show me your beautiful form back. And Krishna showed him his beautiful form. And it's, that's very nice. So, but still, he wants Krishna to settle forever this question. This also comes in two school of philosophies in India, which is called Dvaita, Advaita. You know, the we and God are different and we and God are same. Advaita, though, we and God are same. And Advaita said, no, never we are same. We are small. God is Vibhu, we are Anu. He is great and we are small. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Mahya Veshamano Yevam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddaya Paropeta Tame Yukta Tamo Mataha. The blessed Lord said, he whose mind is fixed on my personal form, always engaged in worshipping with great and transcendental faith, consider me to be the most perfect. Very clearly, Krishna establishes the worship of the personal form is the greatest. It's clear. No doubt, that the answer is immediate. With the same breath, thak answer, personal worship is better than the impersonal. And the personal worship is actually very easily done in deity worship. And I don't think outside ISKCON somebody decorate deities so nicely. Generally, it's because the idea of God is not personal for them. The deity worship is more for helping people concentrate than the conception. So many people say deity worship is idol worship. Let us answer that. See, idol worship is what you do in MG Road in every city in India. There is a Gandhi statue. 365 days, crows come and pass tool on it. And one day in a year, October 1st, the municipality person, now I'm not offensive, but this is what is happening critically, comes and cleans up the statue. And then they put a specs and garland on October 2nd. And the garland and the specs are lost by the evening. Somebody steals and run away. And this is called, and again the crows start their business. This is called idol worship. And that is fine for people. But in temple, what we do, that is not fine. That is deity worship. So that is not idol worship. The form of the Lord is based on the Shilpa Shastra, based on the Shastra is constructed. Because Krishna showed a form, the Shastras have an evidence how he was looking when he came. And then after that, a form is made. And with love, the Lord is requested to accept that form. And that ceremony is called Prana Patishtapana. The Lord is requested by love to accept that form. And after that, it's the Lord himself standing there. It is called Archa Avatar. It is nowhere less than an incarnation of the Lord. Therefore, deity the worship with great care. Sometimes people say, I cannot understand this. So very simple counter. What we do to the deities is the same thing you do to your child. What do you do to your child? You bathe the child, you feed the child, you dress up the child. Correct? The same thing we do to the deity. We also bathe the deities, we dress up the deities and feed the deities. What's the difference? No, no. What is your child anyway? It's a bag of stool, urine and bone, no? Uh, no, no, no. Whatever it is, I enjoy. Yes, I also enjoy. I also enjoy. Yeah. You are satisfied in your enjoyment. I am satisfied. At least this is made of some marble. That is made of some bones and tissues. This is more. So you cannot counter actually deity worship in any logic. It is very blissful. Actually, the deities are Sachidananda Vigraha, full of spiritual pleasure in serving the deities. Devotee derive so much pleasure, and they are trained. Actually, Krishna doesn't need our help, but Krishna allows us to serve him. So that is for our own purification. Okay. So always personal worship, and personal worship is always exemplified by deity worship. But those who worship my unmanifested form, which lies beyond the perception senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of absolute truth, by controlling the various senses, the hearing, being equally disposed to everyone, such person engaging in welfare of all, at last achieve me. When they will achieve, at last they achieve me. So, okay, they will also come to me, but they will take a lot of time, the impersonalists. And Prabhupada is having a little dig at that. Is that practicing yoga, people try to stop the mind from thinking. And this is confirmed. I met so many people. I said, what do you do? I meditate on what? No, I try to remove all thoughts from the mind. So Prabhupada said it is impossible. The goal of life is not to become unconscious, but to become super conscious. Goal of life is to become conscious of God, not to become unconscious. And there, one more, now Krishna says this process is actually not recommended. But I tell you, 90% people practicing spiritual life follow this process. Kleshodikarasteisham avyakta sakta chesam avaktai gatir dukkam dehodvirupavapyate. Those who might be attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is very difficult for those who are embodied. See, this process is dukkha and klesha. No? Why take it up? Why take up something with dukkha and klesha? But it's so popular. Just because something is popular may not be right or wrong. No? So many things are popular today which are not correct. Take as like, what is Krishna saying? Authority of Krishna, klesha, full of difficulty, dukkha, full of pain. Why take to this process? Spiritual progress is very difficult in this line. And then Krishna comes back to the devotees, say, Ye tu sarvani karmani mai sanyasa matparaha anyanyeneva yogena mam dhyayantu upasate tesham aham samuddharta mittu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha mai aveshit chetasam. For who worship me, giving up all activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in devotional service and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for him as a swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Mrityu samsara sagarat. And see how beautiful that devotee looks, smiling with so much happiness. Krishna has come. And you see, Garuda is also saying, Hare Krishna. How are you? And Krishna said, come, we'll take you back to the spiritual world. Mrityu samsars. This is symbolizing how Krishna comes and picks up from the ocean of birth and death. So devotee situation is much better. Uh, and then now Krishna speaks of 4 levels of devotion service. Number 1, to be always absorbed in the Lord, the greatest. Just be absorbed in Krishna. Mayavesha mano mayeva mana adasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivashishyashi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshaya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So here Krishna is saying, fix your mind upon me. And they see all the Gopa boys, they are totally, yesham tu antagatam papam, they are so pure. After many, many bursts of devotion service, you can achieve this situation. Play with Krishna on the equal level. Krishna never rubs on you, he is God. But he's so wonderful in his activity, he just absorbs, he's so beautiful, so sweet in his activities. See, everybody just looking at him. Even though they don't know he's God, but still why they're looking at him? Because he's so attractive, so attractive. Akarshati iti Krishna. So Krishna is saying, fix your mind upon me, which is easy and natural. Anybody who's attractive, you get naturally attracted. So that's the first thing to do. That's called Ananya Bhakti, pure devotion service, the highest platform. And Krishna says, Ajachittam samadhatam na sapno shimai siram abhyasa yogena tato mahamichyavam dhananjaya. Oh, you're not able to do this. Na shaknoshi, you're not able to do this. Do one thing, abhyasa yogena, do some sadhana, by which you can gradually come from 2 to number 1. This is called sadhana bhakti. Okay, what is the first one? So Krishna, throughout the chapter 9, only talking about bhakta, the chapter is closed. Impersonal, he has closed the chapter. He said personal devotees are better. Now he wants to talk about his devotees. First, he will list out the 4 standards of devotional service. Then after that, not 4, 6 standards in which we can offer devotional service, 3 direct, 3 indirect. Then after that, Krishna will talk about 8 shlokas glorifying his devotee, Priya Ashtaka. Devotees are so dear to me. So this is sadhana bhakti. In which we are not able to absorb ourselves like the previous shloka, which is anyana bhakti. So this should be a target, number 1, but you cannot do number 1, come to number 2, do sadhana. Therefore, I am requesting all of you, every day fix certain rounds and you chant. Because our target is to achieve anyana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is the way, but if you don't have a target, then you feel, oh, very good. But we know we are not on this platform, this very advanced platform. Our mind is distracted to so many things. I want to be absorbed in Krishna. So, if you cannot fix your mind upon it, what do? You try to do sadhana bhakti so that gradually one day you can reach the number 1. Abhyasa api asamartho. Oh, that is also very difficult. Just like we see that sometimes many people come for festivals in the temple, but they can't, sit down every day and chant. They come once in a while on Sundays or festivals, but tell them every day sit down, chant some round. Oh, that's not possible. Abhyasa api asamartho. Oh, it's not possible. Mat karma paramo bhava. At least try to help the mission then. Madartam api karmani kurvan siddhimam. If you cannot practice the regulations bhakti yoga, then try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So you cannot do 1, do 2, you cannot do 2, come to 3. Okay, so you're not able to do sadhana, at least like this person is helping in the construction of the temple, something, do some help so that you will slowly get more purification, more blessing of the Lord, and then have more faith, because sadhana requires faith. To be absorbed in Krishna requires 100% faith. So at least some level of faith is there. This good work, let me help. So at least come to this point. Okay, that is also not possible. If you're not able to work in this conscience, then come to indirect process. The first 3 are direct process. Then if you cannot do this, come to indirect process. What is that? Sarva karma phala tyaga. Give up all the results of your activities. Say, suppose a situation is there that you are in another religion and you met Hare Krishna people and you feel, oh, they're doing wonderful work, but your family doesn't allow. I don't know what to do. Okay, sarva karma phala tyaga. Give all the punya, do some punya karma, because punya karma will keep you pure. And by that, one day you will be able to, blessed by the situation, you come to the sadhana bhakti and then become pure devotee. So, sarva karma phala tyaga has relevance in indirect process. Okay? We are not able to do this, then act up giving the results of your work and try to self-centered. I didn't want to take a picture of karmis. I don't like to see their pictures. Because I took picture of Nanda Maharaj when Krishna is born, he's distributing wealth to all people who came to have darshan. Today, birthday time, we like to collect gifts, but the fact is we should give gift. Huh? Somebody says, it's my birthday. Yes, give gift, not collect. So here you see that Nanda Maharaj is distributing gifts on Krishna's birthday and he's giving cows, so many things. So, Sarva Karma Phala Tyaga. He is on pure devotion service, but just an example. Okay, you cannot do that also. Then what you do? Meditate on me. You see here. Understand. And you cannot do that also. You do knowledge. In fact, I go at this situation when I meet youngsters. They are so selfish. They're just thinking about themselves and their careers and their ambitions. So we tell them actually, see, try to understand some knowledge. This is not exactly the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, but understand this aspect of the knowledge. Life is temporary. How we are not the body, we are conscious. This is called bridge preaching. And then person contemplates on that, he meditates on that, and then comes to do sarva karma phala tyaga. So 1, 2, 3, these three indirect process come here. Jnana will come here, dhyana will come here, and sarva karma phala tyaga comes here. So Shreya Jnana Abhyasas Jnana Dhyana Vishishyate Dhyanat Karma Phala Tyaga Tyaga Shanti Anantaram. So, okay, now you meet somebody who's not at all in spiritual life, at least give him some basic knowledge. Death is there, sir. Life is temporary. Then next, you help him, he start meditating on God. You help him still further, he starts Sarva Karma Phala Tyaga. And still Sarva Karma Phala Tyaga, the indirect process, one day he gets mercy of Krishna and Vaishnavas, he starts helping the mission of Krishna, still some faith. And still further, he starts sadhana. And still further, he is absorbed in service to the Lord. So there are three indirect, three direct processes. Let me
Guruji,
revise.
just a recap. Guruji, excuse me, just a recap, Guruji. I'm getting somehow lost. You said first there is Ananya Bhakti, then you said Sadhana Bhakti. Then now I'm seeing the fifth and sixth, which says it is Dhyana and Jnana. Where am
Yeah,
I to and
I'll
what do
start.
you call
I'll
the
start
third
again.
and
Guruji,
fourth,
can you
Guruji?
please repeat
I'll
for
repeat.
all the
I'm
six?
repeating. Repeating. Very important it is. It's very fantastic, something very logical and reasonable. Number one, Krishna says, we first was in the chapter, what is better, devotion service to the Lord or absorption in Lord in impersonal way? Krishna said devotion service is better. Correct? He established it in various first few shlokas. Then after that, Krishna starts talking about pure devotion to him. And he says, be absorbed in me. This is the highest instruction of Krishna, but I can't do it, I'm so difficult. So Krishna says, okay, do sadhana. Your mind is not pure, so you're not able to absorb in me, do sadhana. Sadhana means sit down, attentively chant the rounds, attentively hear every word, read about Krishna, do some devotion service, just like you're doing now, trying to understand Krishna. Okay? And daily you're doing. So I'm just saying, don't stop this after this course is over. My request is take up Bhagavad Gita and read this whole course. Word by word you read what are there in Bhagavad Gita. And anyway, Janmashtami is coming. So fantastic it will be. You start reading. After the course is over, you can download the book from the net. Presently going around is very dangerous because of the pandemic. You can download the book from the net, Bhagavad Gita as it is, very careful, and read word by word, understand. So continue this. You are every day giving 1 hour, 1.5 hour away. Don't stop it. Let it be part of your life. And most of you are in India. This is a beautiful time in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. So you can do that. And if you cannot do this sadhana, then okay, do this. At least try to help the work of Krishna consciousness. This I put in the Nishkam Karma. You're doing work, but fruit you're not taking. You're giving this fruit to Krishna. So I'm an engineer, fruit is for Krishna, not for me. So Nishkam Karma, and better than Nishkam Karma is sadhana, better than sadhana is Ananya Bhakti. Okay? Ananya Bhakti, sadhana, the first 1 to 3 are clear. Nishkam, correct? Is it okay? First is Ananya Bhakti. You cannot do that. Do sadhana.
Can
You
you
cannot do that.
explain bhakti again? Can you explain bhakti again?
Ananya Bhakti is totally absorbed in Krishna, pure devotion. Ananya means no other diversion. Total
What
absorption.
is difference between bhakti and sadhana?
Sadhana is you're not absorbed in Krishna, but you're trying to get absorbed. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You're struggling, pushing, forcing your mind. See, Ananda Bhakti, your love of Krishna is arisen in your heart. Naturally, you cannot take your eyes away from Krishna. Naturally. But just like you understand, naturally. But say japa. Japa can mean both pure devotion and sadhana. Pure devotion is you love Krishna. You're chanting all the time naturally. Sadhana is Hare Krishna, Krishna. It's like that. You got it?
Got it.
I thought it should not be difficult to understand because we are in sadhana situation. We know where we are. Eh? Ananda Bhakti is totally absorption in Krishna. Love, out of love. Love is arisen in the heart. Now you cannot take the mind away from Krishna. Just like a
Thank
mother
you,
all the time.
Guruji.
Okay?
Thank you,
Mother all the
Guruji.
time thinks about the child because she loves the child. But sadhana bhakti is an attempt. Hare Krishna, like that. You're doing sadhana, you are cooking for the Lord. It's very painful to cook. You're offering naivedya to the Lord. You're doing apprentice. Sadhana bhakti is like apprentice. And in a bhakti, you got the job. Okay. Then next is if you cannot do this, then you try to help the movement because sadhana also requires amount of faith to sit down every day. Or we recommend 16 malas of chanting. Oh, that is not possible. I can chant one mala. Okay, even that is also not possible sometimes. Then I say at least try to help this mission. And that's what many people do. We go meet them. Janmashtami is coming. Oh, I can help you. You can have a nice function. So that is called, you can help the movement. Okay. So if you cannot do that, then what you try to do? Some situation or you don't have faith anyway. I don't believe in God. At least be a nice man. Give help to other people. Just like in this pandemic situation, so many people are coming forward to help their other fellow people. Great, very nice. But it's not number one. Huh? It's number 4. Mostly people confuse here. They say Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. It is very, very popular in society. See, I go by what Krishna says is highest. Krishna says highest is number 1, not number 4. You see, whom we know in the history of India as the greatest people, not 4, 1. We remember Madhvacharya, we remember Narada. These are worshipped. We don't worship number 4 people because anybody can do that. You help other people, that anybody can do. See, in Bhagavad Gita, many people say, I know Bhagavad Gita without reading Gita. And when you know Gita without reading Gita, these kind of conclusions they have. They put words in Krishna's mouth. Madhav Seva, Madhav Seva. Krishna never said that. Krishna never said that. Because number 4, rather Krishna corrects Arjuna when he's crying, is saying, if I kill so many people, Krishna is saying, Arjuna, we are not the body, we are spirit soul. So compassion should be applied to the soul, not to the body. Somebody is drowning, and if you bring his shirt out, it's not a great credit. The man is drowned. So if you can want to make somebody happy, it is by spiritual, by devotional way. You cannot make somebody happy just by giving him good clothes, good food. Correct? Anybody you want to make happy? No, emergency is separate. Emergency, somebody is not having food, you give him food. But overall, if you want to make somebody happy, it's not just by food and clothes. He has to be made spiritually happy. And that we should know by our own perception. Okay? So I put Sakama Karma, I have not called it even yoga. Because here there is no link to the Lord. It's an indirect process. Sakama Karma. You're doing your work, you're very attached to your work, and you're very proud of your work, and you do some punya. That's it. So here there is no God, but this is better than not doing anything. At least help other people. This kind of punya purify your mind, and one day you may get mercy of the Lord and enter 1, 2, 3. You start with 3, then go 2, then go 1. Okay, this is 4th. Sakama karma, not Sakama karma yoga. Doing work, very attached to the work, and then what you can do, just donate it for some good cause, that work. That will be wonderful if you can do that. And then next one is better than Sakama Karma. If you cannot do Sakama Karma also, the 5th one will be meditate. That I said dhyana. Dhyana, you meditate on the Lord. In the Lord. Meditate on the fact that you're not the body, you're a spirit soul. This kind of meditation will help you understand the concepts that actually we are temporary in this world. So these kind of meditation, and below that is jnana, a dry jnana, not spiritual jnana, vishesha jnana, big jnana, just jnana. That the life is temporary. At the end, everything will be finished. And this kind of enjoyment in the world don't make me happy. Actually, my effort to enjoy in this world through the senses giving a lot of pain. And if I continue with that, I'll take birth after birth. This kind of jnana, which you can give to somebody who's very, very beginner in spiritual life. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 4, 5, 6 is the indirect process, and showing that sarva karma phala tyaga. I showed you one example where this lady, that Krishna approached this lady and fruit seller, and he asked her, he brought few grains in his hand to that lady to barter fruits. And the lady was so happy by seeing Krishna's beautiful form. What she did? She gave to Krishna a lot of fruits, much more than what is grains in his hand. By seeing his beauty, and Krishna, what he did? He reciprocated. So there is a reciprocation also by the Lord when you actually try to serve the Lord. Okay. Now these are called the last 8 verses, which are called Priya Ashtaka. Priya Ashtaka means Krishna says, my devotees are very, very dear to me. Yes, Premi Kishori Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
You can explain the Priya Ashtakas, 8 stanzas glorifying his devotees.
Yes, Prabhu, I can try. One who is not envious, but who is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego, equal both in happiness and distress, who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, whose mind and intelligence are in agreement with me, is very dear to me. So next few shloka are going to end with very dear to me, and then one shloka is going to end with very, very dear to me. So what is the first quality? The first quality that is required to become dear to Krishna is, can someone repeat what he's saying? And who is not?
Envious.
Is not
Envious.
Not envious.
Envious.
Not envious.
envious. Can anyone tell me what is envy? Can someone define what is envy?
Jealousy. Jealousy.
Jealousy.
Yes, that's a synonym, but that's not the definition. Yes, yes.
Strong
Oh,
hatred. To desire something which others have and we don't have.
You're jealous of someone else's accomplishment or someone else's status.
yes, thank you so much. So so in other words, I like what you have, but I don't like the fact that you have it. So that's envy. So Krishna has used the word not envious, non-envious many times. Can someone tell me where else? One more place where Krishna said non-envious. Because you're not envious, I will tell you this knowledge.
He
Who is
told to Arjuna.
When he
where?
showed Vishwarupa. When he showed Virat Rupa.
Yes,
Vishwarupa.
In Bhakti Yoga, once he has said that not to be envy. Then only he says that you can see my form.
Yoga.
Yes, chapter 9. Excellent. Who said that? Yes. Yes, both in chapter 9 and chapter 11 when he showed his universal form. Again, chapter 12. He's repeating it 3 times. One who is not envious. Okay, one who is not envious, but what is he or she? But who is a kind friend to all living entities, all the living entities. It's not that I am friend to the human beings and I'm gonna cut the throat of the animals. No, then I'm not dear to Krishna. All living entities who does not think himself as a proprietor and who is equal, who's free from false ego and equal both in happiness and distress. Both in happiness and distress. People, most of us approach God when we are in distress. That becomes a reason to approach God, right? Which is good. But what Krishna wants that happiness and distress equality. Second chapter,
Sita Prajna.
shloka comes, right?
Sita Prajna.
Sita Prajna, yes, Mataji, very nice. So the shloka, Matra Spashyastu Kantaya, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkada. When Arjuna says to Krishna, Krishna, you are telling me that my grandfather is not a body but a soul, but when I'm gonna kill him, I am going to kill him, I'm going to be so sad. So Krishna says yes. He does not defy the fact that there's not going to be any feeling. He says yes, he validates. Yes, but tolerate. Tolerate. Matra spashyastu kantaya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha. Agamapa, anitya samstitikshasva bharata titikshasva. So tolerance. Why? Because when we are equal in happiness and distress, it means we are tolerant. always satisfied. Not like I will only be satisfied if I get this, and this, and this, and this. No, always satisfied, engaged in devotional service with determination. It's not like, oh, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do it on a weekend. Maybe it's the Janmashtami day. Maybe, birthday of my child or my birthday. Maybe this. No, no, no. With determination. The whole existence is centered around devotional service, whose mind and intelligence are in agreement with me. See, they are not debating anymore. It's very dear to me. These are some of the qualities. And then he's gonna say more. Prabhu, would you? Thank you, Prabhu. He for whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by the anxiety, who is steady in happiness and distress. Second time, steady in happiness and distress is very dear to me. Can someone tell me what does it mean? For whom no one is put into difficulty. What does it mean to you when Krishna says this? What does it mean to you in real life knowledge? This chapter is very, very applicable to our lives for whatever stage we are in right now.
Emotion control.
Who is not put into who no one is put into difficulty. Okay, emotion control. Mataji, elaborate it if you can.
Means
Mataji.
like when we achieve something, we are so happy, we are so proud, we are so we don't think of Krishna and we are for ourselves. At the same time, when we are sad, we are always thinking, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad. Instead of that, if you achieve something, or if you don't get something, or if you are sad, be same and think of
That's
Krishna.
the steadiness. You're talking about steadiness. So that's steadiness. But
Yeah.
yes, Mataji, that's great. Thank you. So Pratibha Mataji was in my batch last second batch. But he for whom no one is put into difficulty means what? It means
loving every living thing and then not creating any problem for anybody.
Yes,
Empathy.
thank you so much. Can you give an example? Yes.
Always putting
Does
others
it,
first.
Kindness.
does it always
Kindness.
mean that, when we achieve something or we are in a pain, we give all our karma, we surrender ourselves to Lord Krishna, and for everything that we have achieved or we have done, we have to give gratitude to God. We have to surrender it to Him for all the karmas.
Okay, yes.
Does
So
that
he
mean
who
that everything is temporary and Krishna is all pervasive and permanent?
yes. Uh, He for whom no one is, yes, thank you, Prabhu. He for whom no one is put into difficulty means that we don't, a devotee. When you actually look at a devotee, for example, when you look at Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, when we look at Srila Prabhupada, the only thing that comes to mind and intelligence and heart is that he's a saint. So that is the personality Krishna wants us to become. That people look at us and think of Krishna. And immediately when they think of Krishna, there's no difficulty because they're thinking of Krishna.
Mataji, just can you please repeat this, Mataji? Can you just repeat it? Somehow there was an interruption, I couldn't hear it. Can you just repeat this last sentence?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I can try. Yes, Prabhu. So when we look at a saintly person, like let's say we look at Srila Prabhupada, what comes to the mind, what comes to the heart, what comes to the intelligence? Here is a saintly personality. Here is a Sthita Prajna. Here is a person whose consciousness is fixed in Krishna, right? That comes to mind. So like that, no one is put into difficulty. But if we look at someone who is not happy, like even if in a family, even if in a family or friend circle, someone is very, very disturbed, it causes disturbance in the mind, heart, or somewhere. That's not a devotee. A devotee means determined. A devotee means confident about Krishna will take care. Somebody is unmuted and the vessels are making noises. So it's very dear to me. Again, steadiness, second time he's repeating. And then he's going to say in the 16th verse.
Mataji, please signify the picture. Please explain the picture along with this.
Oh, this picture is from 8th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, sorry, Prabhu. That is the picture when Lord Shiva appears in Srimad Bhagavatam in 2 times, 4th canto and 8th canto. In 8th canto, when he was glorifying and singing the glories of Krishna, all the great sages from all over the world come, all over the universe come. And he's actually telling it to his wife, but everybody comes. And Lord Shiva is a very, very exalted devotee. So even the demigods from other planets, Narad Muni, everybody, Vyasadev, everyone comes and hears that what Lord Shiva is saying. So that he's very dear to Krishna because he's a Vaishnava. He is embodiment, living example of all these qualities.
Mataji, how about one question, Mataji? Sometimes we can put somebody into difficulty unknowingly. So, what about that? Can you please explain?
Give me an example, Prabhu. Yes, we are always putting someone in difficulty when I'm walking and I'm trampling an ant under my foot. Yes, but give me an example. Like,
An example could be, let's say, if I construct a house and I am putting some wood furniture into my house, and in doing that, maybe I have taken away the homes of some insects and birds. So I have put somebody into difficulty. It may not be a human being, but some animals and insects.
very nice.
So how is
Yes, yes, I got it. Very nice question, Prabhu. Thank you. So, Prabhupada explains when a soldier is fighting a battle in the war field and he kills an enemy, does the government give him some bravery award or no? He actually killed another person, but does he get awarded for that or no? I don't know which Prabhu
yes,
asked this question. Right, but
yes,
the same soldier comes back from the battlefield and then he's not in the battlefield but kills someone else. Is he going to be put in the jail or not?
true.
So in the same way, whatever I'm doing, if I can put Krishna in the center, it is Krishna takes care of the center. But if I am constructing a palatial building so that I can live inside and enjoy my senses, then I have to go in the jail. So the only way is that to dedicate it to Krishna. Plus, we do one sannyasi told us once in the temple for unknowing, really unknowing sinful activities that we are doing. We do we ask for forgiveness and also we do tulsi arti. You see, yani kani chappa pani brahma hatyadi kani cha tani tani pranashanti pratakshina pade. So we do tulsi arti in the morning in ISKCON. So that also forgives. We ask for forgiveness. But if I fight like a soldier on behalf of the country, means I'm living, I'm constructing, but I'm constructing so that I can put the DD in a very, very beautiful situation. Not like I can have a master bathroom, master bedroom with so many palatial things. Then it is a decoration of a dead body.
Understood, Mataji.
Okay.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So the next is one who is not envious. Again, second time. Not envious. Oh, this is the same thing, Prabhu. But is a kind friend to all living entities, one who does not think himself a proprietor. This is Bilva Mangal Thakur, right, Prabhu? This is Bilva Mangal Thakur?
No, this is Sanatana.
Sanatan Goswami, under the tree. Okay, Sai Prabhu. So that is another example of a devotee who has all these qualities. They're living these qualities. Do I need to? This was the first thing. Who's not envious but is kind friend to all living entities. Does not think himself a proprietor. Is free from false ego. Equal in both happiness and distress. Tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, engaged in devotional service with determination, mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. We read this and discussed few points out of it. And then he's gonna say, it's taking time for my end to down. A devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, who does not strive for some result, is very dear to me. Who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities. Can someone tell me what does it mean? Practical. This is practical application of Krishna consciousness in our life, no matter where we are in that stage. not dependent on the ordinary course of activities. What does it mean? Please don't
Daily,
accept it wrong.
not depending on the daily routines, Mataji.
What Mataji? Doing what?
Day-to-day activities, not
Not
concentrating on day-to-day activities.
activities.
I
Like
heard. Yes.
not depending on others for the daily routines, for the
Are not
day-to-day
dependent
activities.
on ordinary course of activities. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Pratima Mataji. Anybody else? And Gayatri Mataji, who's not dependent on the ordinary course of
Prabhuji,
activities. Yes. Yes.
Prabhuji is not bothering only for the Lord Krishna itself. Krishna purpose.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. So a devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities means his devotional service is not dependent. Oh, is not affected. Oh, when I'll be feeling very good, when I'll not have a headache, for example, then I will chant my rounds. Right now I have such a severe headache. Right now my stomach is hurting. Today I'm not feeling. My mood, my mind is down. You see, like we get affected. We all get. Oh, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like doing it. But who does it? Because it's a duty, first duty, like drinking water, breathing air. So it's not dependent on the ordinary course of activities. Who's not affected by these sufferings? Who is pure? Pure internal cleanliness and external cleanliness. External cleanliness is, Prabhupada says, taking bath, keeping the environment very clean, sattvic, and internal cleanliness is chanting Hare Krishna. Expert. Prabhupada uses the word daksha. It's not that if somebody becomes Krishna conscious and they can use Krishna consciousness as a leverage. Oh, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, and now I'm not going to do my job. Or now I am not going to take care of worldly affairs like taking care of the temple building. You know, taking care of the temple building means going and talking to a contractor who is not chanting Hare Krishna. Oh, they are not chanting Hare Krishna. I'm not going to go. No, no, no. Prabhupada says daksha. Daksha is the word expert. That person, nobody can find any fault. Wherever that person goes, everybody will be able to say, there comes a devotee of Krishna, expert in cultivating the spiritual knowledge, and expert in doing other activities. And Prabhupada gives examples of the Goswamis. Dhira adhira janapriyo priyataro. Says Goswamis, they were exalted devotees, but regular householders would come with their chit fight, and whatever they will give, this is the decision they will follow. It's not that they will not be, they will only be like, oh, they are householders, they are Maya. Oh, there comes a lady, Maya Devi is coming. Not like that. Dhira means who is like satisfied, and adhira means agitated. So both Dhira and Adhira. So the Goswamis were dear to both Dhiras and Adhiras. So expert without cares, doesn't care. Oh, I need a house, I need a food. Krishna will take care. We are not there yet, not to be copied at home, but this is the goal. Free from all the pains. So what all pains we suffer from? What are the 4 primary sufferings and 3 secondary sufferings? You are all student of Namanishra Prabhu. You should get gold medal. So you should please answer. I'm a substitute teacher.
Grief, sorrow,
Diseases.
Anger.
Okay. Yeah, those are all. Yes.
Old age, disease.
What?
Birth, death, old age, disease.
Those are very good. 4 primary sufferings. What are the 3 secondary sufferings?
Intelligence, mind, false ego.
Intelligence, mind, false ego is a subtle body. It's a subtle body. Yes, but thank you so much for your voice. You sound like a young child, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so old, and now I know. So thank you. So free from all pains. For all pains means 4 primary sufferings: janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. A devotee is not actually, a real devotee is not actually trying to escape janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. But we are. I am not a pure devotee. I am. But a devotee, what is Lord Chaitanya praying in Shikshashtakam? What is he praying? What is he praying? Does anyone know? Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahetu Ki Tvai. Give birth after birth, give me your Ainand Tanuja, yes. So birth after birth, give me your pure devotional service. Birth after birth. So birth after birth means I'm not asking for liberation, right? He is not. I am. So free from all pains, 4 primary sufferings, birth, death, old age, disease. Second and 3 secondary sufferings, adhyatmik, adi bhautik, and adi devik. So free. A devotee is free. Who does not strive for some result. Who does not have any result for themselves. All the results are for Krishna. For example, Prabhupada set up something called in December Bhagavad Gita Marathon. The Gita Jayanti comes in the month of December. So in ISKCON, all over the world, there is a competition between one temple to another globally, that who's gonna distribute the maximum Bhagavad Gita. That is also competition. We are striving from result, but the real thing is who's gonna sell maximum and who's gonna give the benefit of Bhagavad Gita literature to more people. So Prabhupada set up that competition. You're not striving for some result that my bank account is today this much, tomorrow it will be so much. Okay. And then
Mataji, kindly, sorry to interfere. Can you please, so you said about the primary pain. One second.
Primary sufferings and secondary sufferings, Prabhu. So primary are birth, death, old age and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Those are the primary sufferings. By the way, secondary sufferings are adhyatmic. Adhyatmic means the suffering which is arising from one's own body. You can't do anything about it. Like I have a stomach ache, I have indigestion, somebody has terminal illness. So that's adhyatmic because of one's own body and mind. Adi bhautik, somebody from some other living entity, somebody doesn't like me, somebody is angry at me, somebody is interfering in my life. That's adi bhautik. Adi devik is because of the higher authorities. It's very hot, it's very cold, a lot of snow today, tornado, flood. Those are because of the higher authorities. So the secondary sufferings.
Thank you.
Okay, Krishna. So does not strive for some result. So these are the expectations that Krishna has. Yes. One who neither rejoices nor who neither laments. I'm sorry. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires. One who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments or desires, who renounces both auspicious and unauspicious things is very dear to me. What is happening in this picture? Does anyone know what's happening in this picture?
Prahlad Maharaj.
What is yes, very nice, thank you. What is happening to Prahlad Maharaj?
Prahlad is there.
The
yes.
elephant is being summoned to kill him.
Yes, thank you so much. And the ghastly looking people are there with the whipping rod or trident on a small 5-year-old child's body. They want to inflict such severe pains. So much. Is he looking in any distress? Is he looking like he's trying to fight back? No, right? So we cannot copy this. Please don't try to be. There are 2 words, Anukaran and Anusharan. Does anyone know this? Anukaran and Anusharan. Right, Prabhu, these are the 2 words, right?
Yeah, correct.
Anukaran is copy.
Whom you follow.
Copy.
Whom you follow.
What is follow?
Anukaran.
Anusharan.
Anusharan is follow good deeds. Anukaran is copy.
Yes, Anusharan. So Sharan means to take shelter of. So Anukaran means to take shelter of a higher authority, and Anukaran means who copies. Like I can dress up. I can dress up as a very nice Vaishnava and devotee, but what is happening inside my mind? So that's so this devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, we have to take shelter of him, not copy him. Please don't do that. Will not be safe. We are not so pure. But Krishna says, Manu, neither grasp pleasure nor grief. He's not looking to escape this, right? He's not looking to escape out of this situation. He's not lamenting, not desiring. Who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Right? Chaitanya Chaitamrita, I'm sure you must have heard from Prabhu by now. Tvete bhadra abhadra sakuli sama. A manda, a changa, keval mano brahma. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Dvete. Dvete means two. Bhadra. Bhadra means auspicious. Abhadra. Abhadra means inauspicious. Sakuli sama. Both are same. The duality of something is good and something is bad is actually same. Hey manda, hey changa, keval mano brahma. This is good, this is bad is only an illusion of the mind. That's what he's saying. So both auspicious and so-called inauspicious things have to be given up to become dear to Krishna. This is an expert training which has to be taken from an expert. One who is equal to friends and enemies, that's very hard. You know, if you have a chocolate, you have to share with your friend and enemy. You just can't share with your friend and save it from your enemy. One who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, more hard. Try it. Try, at least try for today. God forbid if someone comes and dishonors in any way. Think of it. I have to be equipoised. I should not be, taking it to the heart. I'm trying to become near and dear to Krishna. Heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy. Again, happiness and distress. Fame and infamy, who's always free from contamination, always silent, satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me. Okay, can someone give me an example of such a Mahabhagavata? One example from Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Chaitamrita. One example of such
Jadabharata
a...
Mataji.
What, Prabhu?
Jadabharata Mataji.
Jadabharat, yes. Jadabharata, yes. Who else?
Dhruva,
Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj.
Prahlad.
Prahlad.
Prabhu, Dhruva Maharaj would be an example. Prabhu, Namanishra Prabhu. Maybe later, but fame and infamy, I think he went to honor and dishonor. I think he went to
No,
forest because he was
Jadabharata
insulted.
Jadabharata is a very good example.
Prahlada also.
Prahlada.
Prahlad Maharaj, yes. Who else?
Example.
Can't hear, Prabhu. I can't hear you. Who is this personality in this picture? Does anyone know?
I think it is Durvasa. Durvasa is cursing. Durvasa is cursing.
Ambrish Maharaj.
Ambarish?
Yes.
Ambrish,
Yes.
correct. Durvasa is cursing.
Ambrish Maharaja. Ambrish
Yes,
Maharaja.
thank you so much. Yes, thank you. I got the answer. Thank you. So, yes, that's Ambrish Maharaj. Ambrish Maharaj was a king, but he was a pure devotee of Krishna. He used to worship Krishna by thinking of him constantly. Constant meditation. Constant. Not like, okay, now I'm going to sleep. When I get up and I'll be fresh and I'll have a cup of coffee, then I'll think of Krishna. Not like that. Constantly thinking of Krishna. So what happened? Durvasa Muni was very, very envious that how can a king be such an exalted devotee? Durvasa Muni was a mystic yogi. So it was Ekadashi, and then he came to the kingdom of Amrish Maharaj on Dwadashi. So when we break fast on Dwadashi, it has to be broken under certain time. If it is not broken under certain time window, then we have to keep Ekadashi again. That's the rule. Otherwise, it's not completed. So Durvasa Muni came, and Durvasa Muni knew that it's Dwadashi and Amrish Maharaj is going to break his fast, but he wanted to test him. So what he did, okay, I have come to your home. I'm going to eat some prasadam, but let me go and have my bath first. He goes to have bath, and then he doesn't come back in the time window. The time is going, and Amrish Maharaj says that I have to actually honor my guest first before I can take anything. So he consulted his priest that the time is going and Durvasa Muni is not coming back, and I have to complete my Ekadashi Vrata. What should I do? So the priest told him, Maharaj, you have been fasting without water. Do one thing, take some water. Water is not a grain. So, and that way you have not taken a grain, and also you have completed your fast. So he took a sip of water, and Durvasa was waiting for a defect, was waiting for a fault. So he could see by his mystic yoga that Amrish Maharaj broke his fast and took a drop of water. So he came running. Oh, you did this? You broke your fast? You didn't even think about me? So he took out a hair from his head and make a big demon to kill Amrish Maharaj. See, this big demon who is vomiting fire came out of his one hair on the head. And then what happened? He's not trying to escape, right? He's saying, okay, I have done a mistake. What can I do? Whatever Krishna's mercy. But Krishna releases his Sudarshan Chakra. And then Durvasa Muni is such a big mystic yogi, he can travel from one planet to another planet. He went to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. They both said, we cannot save you. He went to Lord Vishnu. Sudarshan Chakra was still behind him. And so Lord Vishnu said, only if my devotee forgives you, then you're okay. Otherwise, your head is going to be chopped off today. Today is the day. So he comes back and falls down at the lotus feet of Amrish Maharaj and seeks forgiveness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did this to you. I did not understand that how exalted you are. So see, Lava Matra Sadhu Sange Sarva Siddhi Hoy. If you can meet a devotee, a pure devotee for a Lava Matra, a fraction of a second of a time, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, we can attain all perfection. Such is the power of a pure devotee. It's very dear to me. Krishna is saying such a person who is free from all these dualities. Then the next one is a last shloka, which is very, very dear. He who follows, and don't do it. He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith, making me the supreme goal, is very, very dear to me. So he who follows this imperishable path of devotional service, this imperishable mane, what Prabhu explained us today, that not the impersonalist. Krishna has already spent time and told the devotional service is better than impersonal conception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot serve a light. We can only serve another person. So, and who completely engages himself with faith. It's not that, if what is the rate of my success? What is the statistic showing? If someone takes to this path, then what is the success rate? Not like sitting up and doing these calculations. Completely engages with complete determination and faith makes me the supreme goal is very, very dear to me. Double very. And this is Bilva Mangala Thakur. So Bilva Mangala Thakur was a devotee in his previous life, but somehow he fell down. He was born in a very rich family, and because he was born in a very rich family, he was attached to very worldly pleasures. He was attached to wine and women. So before he became a devotee, it's described in, I think it's Chaitanya Charitamrita, right, Prabhu? Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Bilva Mangal Thakur.
Life is right.
So that, yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, would you like to speak?
No.
Yes, Prabhu.
Continue.
Bilva Mangal Thakur is described, and Prabhupada narrates this story so many times, that Bilva Mangal Thakur, one day, he was performing the Shraddha ceremony of his father, but he was attached to this girlfriend of his. And somehow he finished the Shraddha ceremony and he just wanted to run to her. And it is described that it was a very stormy night, very, very stormy night. And his girlfriend thought, oh, he's not coming today. It's so stormy. So she closed the door and turned off the lights and went to rest in the night. And then suddenly there was a knock in the middle of the night and she opened the door and she saw Bilva Mangala. She said, Bilva Mangala, how come you're here? And he describes that, it was a stormy night, how he grabbed one dead body and swam across a river, how he grabbed a snake and took it as a rope to come above the wall that he had to climb over to get to her house, and how much of energy he had to put in. So much determination was there. So she immediately said, oh, this much determination if you have for Krishna, then your life will be something else. So immediately when he heard this from her, he gave up. Immediately he gave up and went to Vrindavan. He was going to Vrindavan, but when he was going to Vrindavan, then he again saw a very beautiful girl, lady, a married woman. And Prabhupada says when someone takes to Krishna consciousness, not that immediately we become pure. That doesn't really happen. For example, when we turn off the fan, we have turned it off. It will stop, but it takes some time, right? Slowly, slowly, the speed goes down. The momentum is still there. Like that, he had the inclination. So he followed that lady to her house. And she went, and her husband was sitting outside on the porch. So she went inside, and her husband asked, what do you want? He said, oh, I want to talk to that girl, that woman. Is she your wife? I want to talk to her. And the man was a pious man. He said, okay, a guest has come to my house. Whatever he's asking, I need to honor. So he goes inside and tells his wife, go and speak to him. He wants to talk to you. So she goes, and he says, mother, do you have a hairpin? You know, some women put the pins. So she gives it to him. And then he takes the pin and then he pokes his eyes to become blind. He says, I am so shameless. I am going to Vrindavan with the attitude of meditating on Krishna and see where my mind is going. And it is all because of the result of my lusty vision. So I'm going to take away this vision. Again, not to be copied, but this is what he did. See, over here he's blind and he daily was singing prayers to Krishna and Krishna would come and hear. So very, very dear to me. And I think that concludes the chapter. I don't know if you have a summary, but
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna,
already
Mataji.
said. Hi Krishna.
Mataji, I have a question. Uh, as we hear these kind of stories, obviously we do not need to follow them. However, when I see if we do worship, we do sadhana. So, which position I can see myself that we cannot reach to their level in our lifetime. So, what will happen to us? Like, I think whatever I will do, I will not touch any of them. So, in which
So
position I should be?
a devotee is not trying to compete with other devotees. Prabhu, maybe you can answer it better, but my proposition will be, we are not trying to compete with them. We are trying to serve them. If I can just serve, like, dasa anudasa, if I can just serve the lotus feet of that devotee, then that is my perfection. You see, if you read Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, every chapter he's writing. You look like a devotee of Tilak. You must have heard of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So every chapter he's writing, I, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, pay my obeisances at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of the spiritual masters. He keeps paying obeisances after obeisances after obeisances. In one chapter, he paid over 30 obeisances. Raghunath Das Goswami was keeping a count of the obeisances he's paying in a day. 100 obeisances. Like we are keeping count of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how many rounds we are chanting. He was keeping count of how many obeisances is. And what is he? Exalted devotee. So exalted barometer reading, Krishna has to give us the rank. I can only be a devotee, a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Go down, more down, more down. Okay, so that depends on Krishna. Prabhu, please, you can explain more beautiful. I don't know how to explain.
No, this is a very good answer, no problem. The question is for a devotee's question, how do I when I look? Yeah, true. When you see the Goswamis and all, this is to be honored. You see Haridas Thakur chanting 192 round, honor. Raghunath Das Goswami doing severe austerities. We cannot ever think of imitating.
I have a question, Prabhuji. This is Krishna. Can I ask the question, please?
Yeah.
Okay, in the previous example which Mataji told, is it not a sin to harm ourselves? Like he has taken his eyes, right? He has made sure he had made sure that the
That,
eyesight is not
no,
damaged.
that's why it is not to be imitated. His strong determination was to somehow achieve Krishna now at that moment. You know,
Okay.
that's what I'm telling. This thing only to be when you see and respect, and it's an emulation at the point that we should have a determination. You see, look at the determination which he had to achieve Krishna. Take that point, not the what he did. These things cannot be imitated.
In Mataji's language, if it is said not to do anukaran but only do
Yes,
anusaran.
Anusara.
Okay, the other question I had is, Swamiji, like recently I was seeing a video wherein a Swaminarayan temple, a Swamiji was distributing prasada through the mouth and to 250 participants, and now all the 250 participants are in danger of coronavirus. So it is a famous video which is being circulated throughout. So, blind faith without even thinking whether it is right or wrong, is it not bad?
No, that's not correct. See, we are talking of Bilmangala Thakur. He's a recognized devotee of the Lord. है ना? He was certified by Lord Chaitanya himself. And Lord Chaitanya used to enjoy hearing his prayers to the Lord. The prayers which he composed, Bilva Mangala Thakur, are very, very advanced prayers. So he's a certified devotee, okay, great acharya of that. Here, this is some incidents we have to see. Generally, people should be careful. Like we are having Janmashtami now, in the details, sometimes mistake can be done. Okay, so we are being careful. We are also not allowing any entry. We are doing online only. Therefore, we have been spending time how to do online, what to say, streaming, how to do that, learning. We can't even call experts now. Everything you have to figure out. And even equipment, everything is closed. Amazon has hardly anything. You see, all the stores are empty now. So we have to somehow adjust. And we have to be careful on this point that we do not bring people to risk in this situation.
You mean to say that kind of faith is not accepted even in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna, is it?
Yeah, we should be careful in these things. See, we will be careful. You see, devotee we recently read just a few. Daksha is expert. Not that I am chanting Hare Krishna and I become foolish. I should be very expert, isn't it? Correct?
Yes.
You should be very expert. Devotee is very expert.
Okay.
So you should be intelligent, not to do things in such a way. Then people are saying, do they chant Hare Krishna but they are foolish? Devotee is very intelligent. Chanting Hare Krishna, but it's just like Hanuman was doing Ram Ram. When war he came, he was very intelligent. Similarly, you see the hero of Ramayana is a Vaishnava. Many people think Vaishnava only knows Rama Rama. He's very intelligent, isn't it? Similarly, we have in Krishna Leela, Arjuna, he fought the war. Very intelligent he was. You think he's not using intelligence when fighting? Very intelligent. So similarly, devotee is doing some service to Krishna. He should not look foolish. Okay, I'm doing Hari Bhajana, but I don't know. There is people are at risk of their health, and then what will happen to people? You know, even the temples, if such things happen, the government department will come. See, people become sick, they seal the temples. Then at the end, even the mission will be harmed, isn't it? We should be careful.
Thank you.
Chalo, thank you today. So already we are 7:30. So you like to see some video today or some more questions or?
Yeah, Prabhuji, you said that train video you will show it again.
You want to see again the train video? We saw it
No,
once.
that maybe you can put it as a link. You anything new video you can just show Guruji.
Okay.
Can you show a new video, Prabhuji?
There's too many are there new video. I thought why not give you a presentation, teach you something more today. Have we taught about vegetarianism in this forum?
Yes. You had studied yesterday.
Yesterday you did, Guruji.
Oh yeah, the PDF has come, so you can study the PDF. That's enough.
But it's
Then
so
No, you
unfortunate
explained
before I
yesterday
could.
with the video.
Huh?
As it so
You
happened
explained
yesterday,
yesterday
you
with the
posted.
video.
We saw the video, Guruji, but you also posted it in the WhatsApp. But it's unfortunate that when I tried to click it in the evening, it had already been deleted from me, so I couldn't store it.
Guruji, some techniques on mind control.
Mind control. Me and my mind we saw, no? That was fun. Okay.
Yeah, we saw
There
that.
is one made by students. This is on a very lighter note, very small dose.
Anything that can tell us how to wake up